Bhutan, a kingdom of misty mountains, ancient cliffside monasteries, and a people who move at a different rhythm from the rest of the world. For years, Bhutan was a mystery, spoken of in legends, imagined as a land of dragons and kings. I've always been drawn to places that keep their secrets, that invite you to listen, not just look. Bhutan is exactly that, a country that whispers its stories, if you're patient enough to hear. Before visiting, I'd heard tales of a nation that measures success in happiness, not wealth. But then, I stumbled on a surprising rumor. Some call Bhutan the world's most sinful country. How could a Buddhist kingdom, famous for gross national happiness, earn such a label? The contradiction was irresistible, a puzzle begging to be solved. My journey became about peeling back the layers, looking past the headlines, and discovering the real Bhutan. I wanted to meet the people, understand their world, and find out what makes this kingdom so unique. Let's talk about that shocking label, sinful. It comes from a Western misunderstanding of something you see everywhere in Bhutan: giant, colorful phalluses painted on homes, shops, even monasteries. For outsiders, it's startling. Imagine turning a corner in a peaceful village and seeing a 2-foot-tall phallus on a front door. In many cultures, that would be taboo or obscene. But in Bhutan, these symbols are ancient, meant to bring blessings and ward off evil. The so-called sin is really a cultural misunderstanding, a case of seeing through the wrong lens. What's shocking in one place is sacred in another. The Bhutanese aren't being provocative, they're honoring tradition. These symbols have nothing to do with lust. They're about protection, life, and a unique worldview. The real story is far more interesting than the label. It's a reminder to look deeper, beyond our own assumptions. To understand these symbols, meet Drukpa Kunli, the divine madman of 15th century Bhutan. He was a rebel monk, famous for his crazy wisdom and wild, unconventional teachings. Drukpa Kunli used humor, song, and even sexuality to challenge hypocrisy and awaken people. The phallus became his symbol, his flaming thunderbolt of wisdom, used to subdue demons and bless the people. It represents creative power, fertility, and the courage to break through ego and convention. In Bhutan, a painted phallus isn't an advertisement. It's a blessing, a nod to the divine madman's legacy. This tradition reflects the Bhutanese spirit, comfortable with life's messiness, blending the sacred and the playful. It's a culture confident in itself, unafraid to laugh and question authority. Far from sinful, these symbols are a daily reminder to find the divine in the everyday. They ask people to celebrate life, not take it too seriously. It's a perfect metaphor for Bhutan itself. Now, let's talk about Bhutan's other label, the Kingdom of Happiness. In the 1970s, Bhutan's king declared gross national happiness more important than GDP. While the world chases economic growth, Bhutan measures progress by well-being and environmental health. Gross national happiness is a real framework built on 4 pillars: good governance, sustainable development, cultural preservation, and environmental conservation. Every policy is weighed against these values. Will it make people happier? Will it protect our forests? Will it honor tradition? Bhutan is not just carbon neutral, it's carbon negative, with a constitution mandating at least 60% forest cover. This respect for nature is rooted in Buddhist beliefs about the sacredness of all life. Of course, Bhutan faces challenges: jobs, the internet, and cultural change. But the happiness principle guides them, encouraging community, respect, and a slower, more mindful pace. Here, wealth is measured in contentment, clean air, and strong communities. It's a different kind of prosperity. What's daily life like in Bhutan? It's starts with sunrise over the mountains and the sound of monastery chants. Outside the main towns, life is simple and seasonal. Farmers tending red rice and potatoes, dressed in vibrant traditional clothes. Family is central, often with 3 generations under one roof, sharing meals and stories. Elders are respected, children play freely, and community is a safety net woven from tradition. Even in cities, warmth and openness prevail. People greet each other, share stories, and take time for real connection. There's no rush. Time stretches to allow for meaningful moments. Archery is the national passion. Weekend tournaments filled with singing, dancing, and playful teasing. It's more than a sport. It's a celebration of skill, joy, and togetherness. The Bhutanese spirit shines through, focused, joyful, and deeply communal. Life here is about belonging, laughter, and the simple pleasures. It's a reminder of what really matters. In Bhutan, you feel instantly at home. It's simply wonderful. You can't know Bhutan without tasting its food, an adventure in itself. Chilies are a staple, not a spice. The national dish, emadachi, is a fiery stew of chilies and local cheese served with red rice. The food is hearty, fresh, and deeply connected to the land. Dumplings called momos, mushroom stews, buckwheat breads. Meals are about sharing. Family and friends gathered around low tables, passing dishes and stories. Hospitality is generous. Being invited for dinner is a true honor. Butter tea or suja is a must-try. Tea churned with salt and yak butter, warming and energizing in the mountain cold. These rituals, sharing food, offering tea, are the heart of Bhutanese hospitality. Food here nourishes body and soul. It's about connection, tradition, and the joy of eating together. Every meal is a celebration of community. In Bhutan, food truly feeds the soul. Bhutan's landscape is breathtaking, a character in its own right. The eastern Himalayas are sacred, believed to be home to gods and guardian spirits. The mountains inspire awe, their peaks shrouded in mist, reaching for the sky. Dzongs, fortress monasteries, dot the landscape, serving as religious and administrative centers. These architectural marvels are alive with chanting monks, incense, and vibrant murals. The most iconic site is Paro Taktsang, the Tiger's Nest Monastery, clinging to a sheer cliff above the valley. The hike up is a pilgrimage, through pine forests and fluttering prayer flags, with ever more spectacular views. Reaching the monastery is pure elation and peace. Legend says Guru Rinpoche flew here on a tigress's back. Standing at the top, you feel the magic, thin air, silence, and the chime of a distant bell. It's a spiritual experience, no matter your beliefs. The beauty of Bhutan's nature and faith stays with you forever. In a noisy, divided world, Bhutan is a quiet anchor. This tiny country has chosen compassion over consumption, well-being over wealth. Bhutan is a living example of sustainability, a carbon-negative nation with the environment at its heart. Their forests are a vital lung for the planet, protected by law and by faith. Bhutan's commitment to conservation is a sacred duty, not just policy. The Bhutanese show us the value of real community and connection, caring for elders, cherishing children, and building happiness together. Gross national happiness reminds us that our joy is linked to the well-being of others. Bhutan gives us hope, a reminder that a different, more conscious world is possible. It's not perfect, but it's a nation striving for integrity, compassion, and sustainability. Bhutan's story is one of resilience and quiet courage. This little kingdom has a very big heart. My journey through Bhutan was eye-opening and deeply moving. I set out to investigate a shocking label and found a country of beauty, wisdom, and warmth. The so-called sins turned out to be traditions rich with meaning. Bhutan invites us to slow down, listen, and rethink what truly matters. It's not about wealth, but about relationships, community, and the health of our planet. Visiting Bhutan is an education, a chance to reconnect with nature, and a more mindful way of living. I hope this glimpse has sparked your curiosity. Whether you read, watch, or visit, explore the story of the Thunder Dragon. It's a story of hope and humanity the world needs to hear. Until next time, travel with an open heart.